Hi disciple, this is Jetsu, and on my channel I talk about God, His Son, His love for us, and of course His Son coming back. And if you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for those coming back, I thank you for coming back to my channel. Today we're going to read in John 17, reading from about verse 8 to about verse 14. And this is when Jesus' hours came. And it's all Jesus' word. Jesus was talking to the disciples, and he was letting them know, what's going on. And he was trying to reassure them that, all of what he's doing, he's not doing it by his own self, but he's doing it because the Father sent him, and all of the work, that he carry out to Jerusalem is not because of him, but because of the Father speaking through him, and the Father letting all of these things happening. Especially even when he chooses disciples, he's telling them here that God is the one, his Father is the one who chosen the men. So he's talking to his Father. So let's read on John 17, reading from about 7 to about 14, and see the word Jesus was saying to his disciples. Now they have known that all things whatsoever thou hast given me are of thee. So whatsoever was given to him is of thee, mean of his Father. For I have given unto them the words which thou gave me, and they have received them, and have known surely that I came out from thee, and they have believed that thou didst send me. So Jesus is talking to his Father. Jesus is saying, the disciples, they received the words, and now they believe that God has sent him. Verse 9, and I pray for them, I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. So he says, praying for the disciples that God has given him, but now the disciples are his. And all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. And now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to thee. Holy Father, keep through thine own names those whom thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are. So he's talking about the disciples, he's talking to his Father, the disciples that the Father has given him. So he's talking, letting his Father know that these are disciples you gave me. So we're gonna teach them the words and glorify them, so that whatever you give to me, you give to them also. And now I am no more in the world. I think I read that one already. Verse 12. While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name. Though that thou gavest me, I have kept, and none of them is lost, but the son of perdition, that the scripture might be fulfilled. So he's talking about the disciples, all of the disciples that God gave to him, that they, none of them lost. They all treading on the narrow road, and they all following the words, and they all teaching the words, and they believe that Jesus is from the Father. Okay, verse 13. We're gonna read verse 13. It's a little bit hot in here. I have given them thy word, and the world hath hate them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. So he's saying, we too, those disciples that God gave him is hated by the world, because you speak the name Jesus, you're either gonna be loved by some, or you're gonna be hated by some. So he's saying, those that you gave me, the world, they hated them, because the world also hated me. So it's not gonna be different for them. The world is gonna hate them also, because of my name's sake. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil. So Jesus is saying, he's praying that they have a chance to go out to teach the world, and that, let them get the time, the extended time to teach the world, so that they may not be taken, even evil may not come up on them. In other words, they might not meet any type of fate, ill fate, before they preach the gospel. So now today, you and I can have the gospel. They are not of the world, even as so as I am not of the world. So in other words, the disciples, they're not, I believe I read this one, but the disciples not of the world, they're now treading on the narrow road, they now believe in God and serving God and teaching others about what Jesus taught them. Sanctify them through thy truth, thy word in truth. Thy word in truth. And we are at verse 18. As thou hast sent me into the world, even so have I also sent them into the world. So God sent Jesus in the world, that through the world we may have salvation. Through his blood, we may have salvation. So now Jesus is sending the disciples out into the world to spread the gospel, to let the world know that he came from God. And though he came from God, he let us saw the light and the truth. And for their sake, I sanctify myself, that they also might be sanctified through the truth. Neither pray I for these alone, but for them also which shall I believe on me through their word, that they all may be one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I am in thee, that they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that thou hast sent me. So he's saying the Father and I is in one, and so the disciples believe that the Father sent him. So now, because the truth is in the disciples know the truth, so the world could believe that God is the Father and Jesus is the Son. So the truth may be in the disciples, and in the world, get to the world. And the glory which thou gavest me, I have given them, that they may be one, even as we are one. So Jesus is saying, I teach them the word, I have the glory, and I give them the glory, that through their faith, through their belief, through their trust in God, through their doing the will of God, the glory is in them. Because God gave us, once we choose God and his Son, the glory is in us. The truth is in us. We have the light. Light is light. Light is truth, and truth is life. So the glory is going to be in us. So let's read on. I in them, and thou in me, that they may be made perfect in one, and that the world may know that thou hast sent me, and hast loved them as thou hast loved me. Father, I will that they have also whom thou hast given me be with me where I am, that they may behold my glory which thou hast given me, for thou loved me before the foundation of the world. So Jesus is saying, Father, you loved me before the foundation of the world. The glory you gave to me, so that they who believe in me now may be with me also, and loved. Because this is what verse 23 is saying. And I in them, that thou in me, that they may be made perfect, because Jesus is perfect, in one, and that the world may know that thou hast sent me, and hast loved them as they loved me. Father, I will that they also whom thou hast given me be with me where I am. So the disciples that Jesus is talking to his Father, the disciples that you gave me, though they trod on the narrow road and believe the truth and come to know the truth, they may be wherever I am. They may be with me also in paradise, in heaven. So this is the goal, to get to heaven. It wasn't easy for Jesus' disciples them, so it's not going to be easy for us. So let us all tread on the narrow road and keep the faith. Keep the faith and try to love one another. And like I always says, we don't know everything, but we teach others what we know. Let us just teach the little we know to others. Why? So others can escape the damnation. Because like I said before, Daniel and Revelation goes on in on. Daniel, what's to come? Revelation, what's going to happen? So we have no surprise. What's going to happen? Warning, warning, warning from all the books. Warning, warning, warning. And then Revelation. You get the warning, you don't heed to the warning. This is what's going to happen. Revelation is, this is the judgment, what's going to happen. The rest of the books, them, warning, warning, warning. So you could escape Revelation. You could escape the damnation. So until then, my fellow disciples of God, all of us who tread in a narrow road, all of us who see the light, know the light, believe in the light, know the truth, the light is Jesus. All of us, my fellow eye watchers who are watching, Jesus' death, burial, resurrection is the gospel. And this is how you seek salvation, find salvation, get a church so you could learn about the Bible, and you could, learn from us too. The little we know we share, and other ministers, other people, because damnation is coming. And I'm telling you, damnation is coming. Daniel, warning. All the books, warning. Revelation, you didn't listen. This is what's gonna happen to me, you, all of us, if we don't listen. So until then, my fellow eye watchers, I pray that all of us heed to the warning, because look at the little coronavirus that came. Look how mankind, look how all of us behaving. Look at what we are doing globally. Do we really believe this is how Revelation is going to be when the tribulation kicks in? It's going to be worse and bearable. So let us all stand strong and tread on the narrow road. So when the time comes, we can say, you know what? They could kill the flesh. They can kill the spirit. Because God don't deal with the flesh, like I said. The spirit is what go back to God. So until then, fellow disciples of God, all the disciples that watch my program, and all my eye watchers who are seeking salvation, until then, remember, God first, man second. God first, man second. So if you like what you hear, please subscribe and hit the notification bell, so whenever I upload any more readings or talking about any one of the characters in the Bible, you may understand it. Because sometimes we don't understand a little clearer until somebody else says something, then we get it clearly. And it's all about learning. It's all about teaching. So until then, God bless.